The Senate confirming former Georgia Senator David Perdue as the new U.S. ambassador to China. The confirmation happening yesterday. Perdue said that China poses a threat to the current world order. He's pledging to curb exports of precursor chemicals to Mexico, which the cartels use to make fentanyl. And of course, China is behind that as well. Michael, your thoughts on what David Perdue can do here?
Well, I think, first of all, his selection signals that the Trump administration is serious about confronting Beijing. I know some people worry that Trump may try to cut some kind of deal with Xi Jinping, but Perdue has been a longtime China hawk, and his appointment aligns with other figures in the administration like Marco Rubio or Tim Walz or Elbridge Colby, all of whom view China as the central challenge to U.S. power. Obviously, Perdue has made a big deal about the fentanyl precursors, and I think you'll probably see some progress on that because the United States is already driving a hard bargain with Mexico, but that is just going to be one small piece of, I think, a much broader strategy directed against Beijing.
So what do you think that strategy looks like?
Well, we'll see how it works out. I mean, a lot of people feel like Trump's tariff strategy is chaotic, but I think we're starting to see it potentially evolve into a more solid strategy. So he started by slapping tariffs on everyone, but then has paused them on basically everyone except for China, which seems to have triggered a global negotiation sprint. And I think the goal seems to be to create a new system of reciprocal tariff agreements where allies, first of all, have to give the United States reciprocity, but they also have to do more to try to cut China out of their critical supply chains. You can't take Russian energy and then sell to the Chinese market and get away with it anymore. And so I think if this strategy is enforced consistently, which is going to be very difficult because there's transshipment routes through Mexico, through Vietnam, et cetera, then I think what you could have emerging is essentially a free world bloc where the United States re-globalizes among some of its key allies on a basis of fair trade. And then they can conduct collective bargaining with Beijing and say, look, if you want access to the richest economies in the world, you're going to have to either drop your subsidies, dial back your territorial aggression over Taiwan and the South China Sea, or we're just going to end up with a Cold War situation. And we think our side has much more economic resilience and prosperity built into it than yours does in the long term.